I thought you might enjoy a short tour of the house we've been working on at 121 West Piedmont Street, formerly known as Slaughter Street. So this is the original portion of the house. Today it does have a second story, which was on the house in 1895 when the Paynes bought it, but there's structural indication that the original house was not built with a second story. Gable roofed house. This would have been the long gable end, and the house faced towards the east. But the telling thing for most of us that this was an older house, and I'll walk a little closer so that you can see this up close, was the laid stone foundation. Isn't that great? That was the first clue, because there was so much siding on the house you couldn't see these other clues, which you're going to look at now. Particularly, I want you to see this down brace, which is an example. It's a great example of the mortise and tenon joinery. Now I'm going to take you inside, but it gets a little dicey for me because I have to walk across these floor joists. So the floor is open so that we can get to the subfloor and do a little archaeological work. So I will carefully step across these floor joists and show you some other very interesting things. Of course, the floor joists are all also hand hewn on the top side. They're flattened so that they can receive floorboards. This is the north wall, the short wall on the gable structure, and there is what we believe to be period one original construction, where the interior of the house was sided with boards and then whitewashed. You can see the ghost of the stairs that would have led to the loft. While we're in this central location here, I'm going to spin around and give you an idea of the rest of the house. There in front of you is the current day chimney, and in front of that is what they call a crib or a hearth form. It is part of the original house. It would have been the underlayment for the hearth of the original fireplace, which would have been much wider than this. But before we leave this particular spot, I want you to take note of this room in the back. In 1900s, the Payne family put an addition here that was used as their kitchen. However, we had reason to believe there was some type of addition on this in the period one structure. And in the 1895 photo, we did see a lean-to there. So we're going to look at that in a moment, and I'm going to show you what we found. When we talk about hand-split lathing, I want you to have a good look at it. Because it's hand-split versus being sawn, you can see that it follows the grain of the wood, and it's very distinctive. Sawn goes against the grain of the wood, and your marks are not in this linear form. Okay, so now we're going to go across the crib. We're going to walk across there because it's all nailed down nicely. And we're going to go into this back room, and I'm going to show you. Look at what we found. In front of what would have been the original fireplace, we found brick laid in the ground, stopping at these apparently 2 rows. We dug out farther and did not find any more rows of laid brick. We don't know what that's for, but we're speculating that was laid there for a hearth. Beyond that, we have no explanation. So when we learn more, we'll let you know. Thank you. Bye-bye.